Hi there, BookTube! My name is Cristina and today I'm here with the first, actually, spring video because of course spring starts technically at the end of March, but here we are at the beginning of March and I'm so ready. And the thing that I love about the bookish community is that there is always an upcoming event, and this one is one that I'm kinda expecting every year, and it's Middle Grade March. If you're not familiar with it, Middle Grade March is actually a month of reading in which you may focus on reading middle grades mainly, and it's enough even to read just one middle grade if you're not used to reading it, but just to show the love to this amazing amount of literature that's not exactly a genre. Being a middle grade is not exactly a genre, it's more like an age range, but still the feels that a middle grade gives you are quite unique, so somehow it can be considered a genre, maybe. And this is an ongoing event, monthly event, that this year 3 different booktubers are hosting. I will leave the link to their channel down below. I adore this event because I love reading middle grades. They give me such cozy and happy vibes every time, with such lovely themes without the angsty part that we find in some YA literature. In middle grade, I just kinda adore pretty much almost everything that I read usually. So you can read just one middle grade or more than one, plus there are some prompts, and there is a group read. I won't be able to participate in the group read because I don't own the book. I won't be buying any new books as far as I can, at least, so I won't be buying that one. But there are some prompts that I wanted to share with you. And the very first prompt that we have is to read a book with a silhouette on it. And for this one I have 2 alternatives. If I will be able, I will read both. The first one is Blended. Blended is a book that I own as an audiobook, so I will listen to it. It's not very long, like around 6 hours I believe, and it is about a girl who is mixed race, I believe, so she's half white, half black, or something around that kind of mixture. And this is a kind of strong book from what I know, because it deals with being mixed race, it deals with being the child in a family where the parents are getting a divorce, so it's tough, it's hard, and I just want to give it a chance and see if I can learn something, if I can relate to some parts of it, and just generally to enjoy this book. Being a middle grade, usually it deals with even some pretty heavy topics, but in a way that is accessible to everyone, so I hope that I will enjoy this one. And then the next one with the silhouette, and with a completely different tone and like changing completely the subject. I have this chunker that I won't be reading as a whole, but the first book in it, and it's Mary Poppins. I own this chunky version and I just want to start reading it. The first book is actually like the first 140 pages or something like that. Maybe this part of the book is the first novel or something like that. So I will give it a chance. I remember reading it as a child in Russian and loving it. I hope that I will enjoy it now, reading it in English, in its original language. So finger crossed. The second prompt is to read a book with a strong family bond, and this is a central theme in so many of the middle grade books around there, and I adore this theme. It can be a real family, it can be a found family, and it's just an amazing theme to go into, to explore, and to learn more and more and see more and more examples of. And for this one I have again 2 possibilities. The first one is an audiobook, and it's the 3rd one in Love's Sugar Magic series, and I can't wait to get to it because I'm so involved in that family. We're following Leo, our youngest sibling, in this family with 4 or 5 children. They're all girls, they're all magical in their own way, they own a bakery and they practice magic through what they bake, and it's just lovely, and I can't wait to listen to this one because I will be listening to it. And the next one is again an audiobook that I will be listening to. Plus, it is one of the 2021 releases and it's Root Magic. And this is a book about, I believe, two siblings, and they kind of discover their African heritage of magic. I believe something similar to that one, but I really decided to go for it because it was one of my most anticipated books of 2021 and it's already out there. I can listen to it on Storytel and I just want to know more because African magic I know very little about, so it's a theme and generally a topic that piques my curiosity, so I will give it a chance. Then the third one is, of course, a book with a journey or an adventure. And again, I have two books. This time they're both physical, and the first one that I have here is one that you recently saw on my channel. It's part of the secret TBR that my boyfriend created for me, and it's the 15 Years Old Captain by Jules Verne. I will be giving this book a chance. It is a middle grade from what I remember. I mean, 15 years old, it's kind of borderline maybe, but it's an adventure book, so I will give it a chance. I hope that I will enjoy it. Plus, it's a book in Russian and it's a classic, so perfect. With one book, I can go through so many of my goals, my reading goals for this year. And the next adventure that I decided to put here is again the third one in a series, because I'm consistently going on with this series, and it's Hollowpox, The Hunt for Morgan Crow, the third book in the series. The first one is Nevermoor. I'm sure that you've seen this book around BookTube so many times right now. It's a lovely middle grade, it's adventurous and magical, it's about found family, and just overall lovely and whimsical in some parts. So I can't wait to get back to this world and to read about more adventures. Then the fourth one, and for me the last one, because the last prompt I don't know what actually to pick out of the books that I have in my house. So the fourth one is a retelling or something with fairy tale vibes or feels or things like that. And for this one I have the third one. Again, I'm stuck at the third book of pretty much every series here, and it's the third one of the Percy Jackson series, and this one is The Titan's Curse. I'm going on with Percy Jackson. I love the second one so much, just much more than the third one, like in a completely different level. Like the first one was for me, and the second one I adored. So I hope that we will be rising from the second one and up. So, plus this one is probably like the tiniest of the 5 books from this series, so I hope that I will be able to read it in March. Then the next one is one that I'm bringing from my winter TBR, and it's Snow and Rose, because it's, I believe, a middle grade, and I'm giving myself a chance to read it again, because I've not read it yet. And it's here again, and I want to, and I never get to it, so maybe March will be the perfect moment to read it. And the very last one that I have as a possibility for this prompt is Muse Squat, and it's an audiobook that I have since last year, and it is a retelling, because we're dealing with, of course, Snow and Rose is a retelling of a fairy tale, and Muse Squat, music. So again, we're in a Greek kind of realm. And I just thought that it was a lovely premise for a story, like a squad of girls who are also muses, and they have to just have adventures and use their magic and discover new things. It just sounded like a lot of fun, so I will be giving a chance to that book too. So as you may see, I have a bunch of titles here. I don't think that I will go through all of them, but I will for sure try. Plus, usually I'm quite fast with audiobooks because I speed them up a little bit. So I don't know what I will read at the end of March, but I will give it a try, because why not? A middle grade is such an amazing just section to go into and to choose books from. So if you can, go to your local library or go through your Storytel or Audible or wherever, or just through your shelves if you have, and pick a middle grade, because it will almost for sure make you feel better, lighter and happier. And we can really use it right now. So why not to give yourself a chance to be happy? Yeah, this is it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I will see you very, very soon in my next one. Bye! Ciao!